I plunged the letter opener into my brother's throat before he could finish laughing at me. The gurgle that followed wasn't satisfaction. It was the echo of 12 years rotting in a cell for a crime that was his. And as his eyes bulged in shock, I whispered the truth he'd buried. This time, Tommy, the confession's all yours. The blood sprayed across the mahogany desk like abstract art from hell, splattering the family crest we'd both sworn to uphold. I didn't flinch. I'd dreamed this moment too many times. Rehearsed it in the dim glow of prison bunks where revenge was the only currency that didn't depreciate. But killing him wasn't the end. It was the signature on a contract I'd inked with my soul long ago. What came next? The cops bursting through the door. Sirens wailing like banshees in the Manhattan night.
No.
Because Tommy DeLuca, the golden boy who'd stolen everything, my freedom, my name, my goddamn life, had finally met the man he created, a ghost with paperwork sharper than any blade. It started in the underbelly of New York, where the DeLuca empire wasn't built on concrete and steel, but on whispers and wire transfers. Our old man, Vincent DeLuca, ran a logistics firm out of a Tribeca warehouse, code for laundering cash for every wise guy from Little Italy to the docks. Pops died in '09. A heart attack, they called it. But we knew better. Stress from the feds closing in. Or maybe a rival's poison in his espresso. He left the keys to me, Jack DeLuca, the quiet son who'd crunched numbers since I was 16, turning dirty money clean as a whistle.
Tommy?
He was the showman, all flash and no substance, schmoozing investors at galas while I buried the bodies, figuratively, mostly. But one night in October 2013, everything flipped. We were celebrating a big score, $5 million skimmed from a construction union slush fund, funneled through our shell companies. Tommy handled the pickup, me the books. Or so I thought. I remember the rain hammering the penthouse windows like it was trying to drown us. Tommy burst in,
Soaked.
grinning like a kid with a new toy. Jackie, we hit the jackpot. But there's heat. Fed's got a tail on the courier. He slapped a duffel on the coffee table, unzipped it to reveal stacks of hundreds that smelled like fresh ink and desperation. We counted it twice, hearts pounding. That's when the doorbell rang, not the butler, but Tommy's signal for trouble. 2 suits from the FBI, badges flashing, warrants waving. They didn't knock, they kicked. Jack DeLuca, you're under arrest for money laundering and racketeering.
Me?
I'd been in the back office, reconciling ledgers.
Tommy?
He'd vanished into the panic room like a rat down a sewer. They found my prints on the duffel because I'd touched it. Hell, I'd hugged it. And the ledgers? Forged entries in my handwriting. Timestamps pinning every transfer to my IP address. I screamed for Tommy as they cuffed me, but he was gone. By morning, he was on a jet to Miami, spinning tales to the press about his troubled brother who'd gone rogue. The trial was a circus, headlines screaming, DeLuca heirs fall from grace, prosecutors painting me as the mastermind. My lawyer, a public defender with a caseload longer than the Brooklyn Bridge, advised a plea. Take 15?
Jack.
Tommy's testifying against you, says you forced him into it. Forced him? That snake testified in a tailored suit, eyes wet with crocodile tears, recounting how I'd blackmailed him into the scheme. The jury ate it up. I got 20 years in Sing Sing, the betrayal carving deeper than any shank. But here's the hook they didn't see. Pops had a failsafe. Back in '05. Paranoid about Tommy's gambling debts. He'd deeded the entire company, lock,
Stock.
and offshore accounts to me alone. not Tommy. The documents were buried in a safety deposit box in Jersey, under a pseudonym only I knew. Tommy thought he had it all when he seized control post-arrest, but he was squatting on my throne. Prison was a slow bleed. I learned to read people like balance sheets, spotting the cons who flipped for a pack of smokes, the guards who bent for blowjobs. I studied law in the library, petitioned for appeals that went nowhere. Tommy visited once, 6 months in, all smug in his Brooks Brothers. Sign this, Jackie, he said, shoving papers across the plexiglass. Voluntary asset transfer. The company's mine now, clean. You walk away with nothing, or I bury you deeper. I signed,
All right.
but not what he thought. Under the table, I palmed a micro SD card from a bank guard, copies of the ownership deeds, time-stamped and notarized. Tommy left laughing, thinking he'd won. I left that booth with a noose tightening around his neck. Years blurred, appeals denied, shank fights survived, a shank of my own buried under the mattress. Paroled in 23 after good behavior and a governor's clemency push, ironic. Since the push came from a union boss Tommy had double-crossed. I stepped out into a world that had moved on.
Tommy?
King of the DeLuca Empire 2.0. Rebranded as DeLuca Ventures, tech startups laundering the same old filth through crypto. Married to my ex, Lena, the one who'd bailed after the arrest. Calling me toxic. They had a kid now, little Vincenzo, heir to the poison. I vanished into the shadows of Queens, crashing on a buddy's couch, piecing together the puzzle. Tommy hadn't just framed me, he'd covered a bigger sin. Pop's death? Not natural. Autopsy buried. But whispers from old crew said Tommy dosed the espresso with fentanyl-laced coke, testing a new product line. And the union hit? Tommy botched it. Killed the wrong guy, a Fed informant. I took the fall to shield the family. Or so he sold it. But the ledgers showed diversions to his Cayman accounts. Millions he'd siphoned while I rotted. Revenge isn't a sprint. It's a marathon with landmines. I started small anonymous tips to the IRS, flagging DeLuca Ventures creative accounting. Audits hit. But Tommy's lawyers, sharks from Skadden, chewed them up. Then I targeted Lena. Hacked her emails, thanks. Prison-forged IT skills. Leaked affair pics to the tabloids. DeLuca wife's steamy side hustle. She denied it, but the board whispered. Tommy struck back. Goons roughed me up in a Flushing alley, cracking ribs with baseball bats. Stay down,
Jackie.
Families moved on. But pain's an old friend, it sharpens the edges. By spring 25, I was ready. The gala at the Plaza, DeLuca Ventures' 10-year bash. A-listers and operachics toasting Tommy's Phoenix Rise. I crashed a clean, fake invite. Rented tux. Face scarred enough to pass for reformed. Lena spotted me first. Wineglass trembling. Jack, you look like death. Miss me? Sweetheart. I kissed her cheek, tasting fear. Tommy was across the room, arm around a senator, laughing that hyena bark. We locked eyes over champagne flutes. His smile faltered, then hardened. Brother, the prodigal returns. He pulled me into a bear hug, whispering, You got balls showing up. Security. I patted his back.
Nah.
Just here to sign some papers. The night unfolded like a bad opera. Speeches. Toasts. Tommy's arm around me for photos. Forgiveness is the ultimate power move. Bullshit. Post-dinner. He cornered me in the coat room, breath hot with scotch. What do you want? Jack.
Money?
A job sweeping floors. Ownership.
Tommy.
The deeds.
Pop's will.
You know, the ones that say this empire's mine. He laughed. A wet cough. Ancient history. You signed him over. Remember? In the pen. Did I? I slid the envelope from my jacket, yellowed pages. Notary seals gleaming. Or did I sign a forgery? Check the metadata. Little bro. Blockchain timestamps don't lie. His face drained, eyes darting like a cornered fox. Bullshit. My lawyers. Call him.
Now.
He did. Phone trembling. 20 minutes later, 3 suits from his firm piled into a limo with us, racing to the office. Tension thick as fog, Lena texting furiously, Tommy chain-smoking, me sipping water like it was victory. Midtown Tower. 3 a.m. Conference room lit like an interrogation. Tommy's lead counsel, Harlan Voss, silver fox with a Harvard drawl, scans the docs under desk lamps. These appear authentic. Mr. DeLuca Sr.'s codicil. Executed 05. Transfers full control to Jack upon his death. No revocation on record. Tommy slammed the table. He's lying.
Jack Forith, Excon.
Motive. Voss adjusted his glasses. Forensic analysis needed. But preliminarily. Mr. Jack DeLuca is the rightful owner. Chaos erupted. Tommy lunged. Fists flying, I dodged, countering with a knee to his gut. Security peeled us apart as Voss droned legalese. Immediate injunction. Shares frozen. Board meeting at dawn. I walked out at sunrise. The city waking to my resurrection. But victory tasted like ash. The boardroom smelled of stale coffee and panic. A far cry from the whiskey-soaked war rooms of Pop's era. I sat at the head, my head, now flanked by empty chairs where Tommy's yes-men used to perch. Voss cleared his throat, projector humming to life with spreadsheets that bled red. Gentlemen and Lena, Jack's claim holds. Unless contested with ironclad proof, DeLuca Ventures reverts. Effective immediately.
Tommy.
Across the polished oak. Looked like a deflated balloon. Ty Askew. Eyes bloodshot from a night of frantic calls. This is extortion. Jack's a felon. Can't run a lemonade stand. Let alone a billion-dollar firm. Parole terms allow, Voss countered. Voice smooth as oil. And the SEC's sniffing around those offshore anomalies. Best to transition smoothly. Lena hovered by the window, scrolling her phone. Probably lawyering up for divorce numero dos. Our eyes met. Hers held no apology. Just calculation. She'd chosen the winner once. Now, the board fractured. Old-timers loyal to Pops nodding my way. Tommy's crypto bros shifting uncomfortably. I leaned forward, voice steady. I'm not here to burn it down. Just reclaim what's mine. Tommy, you get a golden parachute. 5 mil. Clean exit. But the book's open. All of M, he sneered. Generous. What's the catch? Big brother? No catch. Just truth. Like how you spiked Pop's drink that night in '09. Fentanyl test run. Right? Or the Union hit, killing Agent Ramirez instead of the mark. I took the heat for both. Remember? Signed that confession to protect the family. Your family. Gasps rippled. One border. Fat Uncle Gino, Pop's consigliere muttered.
Madonna mia.
Tommy. Lena's phone clattered. Jack. You can't. I can. And I will. Voss. Draft the handover. Tommy signs. Or the feds get the full ledger, my version. With your sticky fingerprints. Tom. He signed. Pen stabbing paper like it was my heart. But as he stormed out, he hissed. This ain't over.
Jackie.
Blood's thicker than ink.
Was it?
By noon, I was CEO again. Emails flooding. Welcome back, sir. But the tower felt hollow. Echoes of my cell. First order. Audit everything. What I found. A viper's nest. Tommy hadn't just siphoned. He pivoted the firm into dark web trades, human trafficking fronts masked as supply chain consulting. Victims' names in Cyrillic. Routes through Jersey ports. My stomach turned. This was beyond laundering, it was souls. I called in favors, ex-con hackers for digital deep dives, a crooked PI named Rico for street intel. Turns out, Tommy's retirement was a front. Holed up in a Hampton safe house, plotting with Russian oligarchs. Whispers of a hit on me professional. Quiet, like Pops. Nights blurred into stakeouts. Bourbon my only sleep aid. Lena showed up at my door one rainy Tuesday. Soaked silk blouse clinging. Jack. We need to talk. Vincenzo. He's scared. Tommy's raging. I let her in. The penthouse still half unpacked. Boxes from storage. Ghosts in cardboard. Scared? Like I was. Staring at four walls for a decade. She poured scotch. Hands shaking. I didn't know. About the frame. Tommy said you snapped. Went full Scarface. Lies are his love language. I watched her sip. Memories flooding. Her laugh in Central Park. Pre-arrest picnics. Why'd you stay with him? Security. The kid.
And. Guilt.
Tears welled. I visited you once. Remember? You told me to go. I did. To protect her from the shank life.
Now?
What do you want? Lena? Forgiveness. A chance. Her hand on mine soft. Electric. I pulled away. Not yet. Help me bury Tommy first.
She did.
Slip me his burner phone logs. Calls to a fixer named Ivan the Blade. Coordinates for a meet in Red Hook. I geared up, piece from Rico. Vest under the jacket, and rolled out at dusk. The warehouse loomed like a concrete tomb. Hudson winds whipping trash. Tommy's Escalade idled. Exhaust ghostly. I slipped in through a side grate. Shadows my ally. Inside, crates stamped electronics, but the moan said otherwise. Women. Huddled. Eyes hollow. My rage boiled. This was Tommy's legacy? Voices echoed. Tommy's bark. Ivan's gravel. DeLuca. Your brother's back. Empire crumbles. We walk. Or I feed you to the river. Tommy's laugh. Then a thud, fist on flesh. I stepped out. Gun leveled. Evening.
Gents.
Family reunion. Tommy whirled. Face twisting. Jackie, you stalking me now? Ivan reached for his piece. I shot his knee.
Kapakwing.
He dropped. Screaming Russian curses. Talk.
Tom.
These girls your new venture? He backed against crates. Hands up. Business.
Jackie.
Demands endless. You think Pops was a saint. Pops headlines. You erased him. Sirens wailed distant, anonymous tip. My doing. Cops inbound. Spill. Or swim with the fishes. Defiance cracked. All right. The union hit. Ramirez saw me skim the fund. I panicked, pulled the trigger.
Pops covered.
But he threatened to cut me out.
So I
Helped him along. Fentanyl in the coffee. Clean. Quick. Confession hung heavy. I cuffed him with zip ties from my pocket, heart thundering. Why me? Why frame your own blood?
easier.
You were always the fall guy, quiet, loyal. And Lena, she pitted you. Made the story stick. Betrayal's knife twisted anew. Sirens grew. I dragged the girls out. Ivan writhing. Tommy spat. You'll regret this. Brother. World's gray. Grays for cowards. Cops swarmed. I melted into the night. Tommy's howls fading. Back home. Lena waited. Vincenzo asleep on the couch. It's done. Almost. I showed her the recording, tiny cam in my button, capturing every word. Your husband's going down for murder one. Her face crumpled. Us. Can we? I kissed her then. Fierce. Tasting salt and second chances. But as we tangled on the rug, passion masking pain, doubt gnawed. Was this love? Or just another con? Dawn brought headlines. DeLuca empire implodes, CEO arrested in sex trade bust. My phone buzzed. Voss. Boards with you.
Jack.
But feds want her statement. The old charges. They could reopen mine. Complicity in the laundering, even if framed. Tommy's play. Dragged me under as he sank. I met Rico at a diner in Astoria. Eggs congealing. Boss. Tommy's singing already. Says you knew about Pops. Greenlit the hit. Lies. Proof's thin. But it'll stick. Unless I vanish him permanent. The word slipped.
Dark as the coffee.
Rico nodded. I know a guy.
Clean.
Temptation coiled. One bullet. End the cycle. But Vincenzo's face flashed, innocent in this mess.
No.
I'd fight legal. Not lethal. Court dates loomed. Tommy's trial. My immunity hearing. Lena moved in. Domestic bliss laced with tension. Nights of whispered apologies. Days of boardroom battles. The firm stabilized. Old routes shuttered. Legit ventures blooming. But shadows lingered. Then the twist, a package at my door. No return. Inside, a vial, fentanyl residue. Labeled Pop's last sip. And a note. You pulled the trigger too.
Jackie.
Remember? My hand shook. Flashback. That night. '09. Pop's convulsing. Me holding him. Tommy injecting naloxone too late. But the syringe, mine? Blurred memory. Prison haze.
Had I
Helped.
No.
Gaslighting. Tommy's last gambit from lockup. Or was it? The courtroom in Foley Square reeked of polished wood and desperation. The kind that clings like cheap cologne. Tommy sat shackled at the defense table. His lawyer, a new shark named Kessler. All teeth and no soul, whispering furiously. I was the star witness. Suit crisp, but gut churning like I'd swallowed barbed wire. Boss prepped me. Stick to facts. His confession. The tapes. Don't let him bait you.
Bait?
Tommy lived for it. As I took the stand, our eyes locked, his gleaming with that old hyena spark.
Mr.
DeLuca, the DA started. A bulldog named Ruiz with a Bronx accent. Recount the events of October 2013. I did. The duffel. The raid. The forged ledgers. Jury leaned in. Faces a mix of disgust and fascination. Blue-collar folks who'd lost homes to scams like ours. Then Ruiz played the tape. My warehouse confrontation. Tommy's voice crackling. I pulled the trigger. Helped Pops along.
Gasps.
Tommy's head bowed theatrically. Cross-exam. Kessler pounced. Mr. DeLuca Jack, you served 12 years for racketeering. Ever launder money yourself. Under duress. Family business. Family. Like dosing your father with fentanyl? Your prints on the syringe. Per the cold case file reopened last month. Objection. Sustained. But damage done. Jury murmurs.
Doubt seating.
After. In the hall. Lena gripped my arm. He'll twist it. We need to counter. With what? Truth. I lit a smoke. Illegal in the building. Rebellion small fuck you. That note. It's eating me. What if? Don't. She cupped my face. You're clean. We are. Nights devolved. Insomnia. Bourbon rivers. Vincenzo took to drawing me as a superhero daddy, cape over prison stripes. Guilt? Or projection? Tommy's trial dragged. Weeks of witnesses. Trafficked women IDing him. Accountants flipping for deals. Media frenzy. DeLuca blood feud. Brother versus brother. Pundits split. I was avenging angel or vengeful devil. One Fox hack called it Mafia 2.0, capitalism's dark heart. Then Kessler's bomb. Motion to dismiss. Citing new evidence of my involvement in Pop's death. Affidavit from a deathbed confession by Aunt Rosa, Tommy's plant. No doubt, claiming I argued with Pops that night. Over inheritance. Bullshit. Rosa was sharp as a tack in Boca. But the judge allowed it. Tainting the pool. Ruiz pulled me aside. Jack. Your immunity's shaky. If they prove complicity, you're accessory. After? After the laundering? 10 more years. Easy. My world tilted. Firm teetered, investors bailing. Stock plummeting. Board begged. Settle.
Jack.
Drop charges. Take the hit.
No.
I doubled down, hiring a forensic tox guy to retest the vial. Results. Matched to Tommy's Miami supplier. Prints his. Countermotion filed. Climax brewed at the pretrial hearing. Packed gallery, reporters, crew remnants. Vincenzo, with a nanny, wide-eyed. Tommy took the stand, unhinged. Jack's the monster. He killed Pops, jealous of me. The heir apparent. Framed me to steal back the throne. Kessler projected slides. Blurred photo of me holding Pops. Syringe nearby. Intentional overdose. Your Honor. Jack watched him die. I surged up. Lies. Tommy injected. Bailiff wrestled me down. Chaos. Shouts. Gavel bangs. Outside. Flashbulbs blinded. A post headline next day. DeLuca duel. One brother a killer? Lena cracked that night. Packing a bag. Vincenzo can't grow up in the circus. I'm taking him to my sisters in Philly. Don't. I blocked the door. Voice breaking. We're family. Family? She laughed bitterly. You two destroyed it. Choose. Us. Or the vendetta. I stepped aside. Door clicked shut. echo like a cell locking. Alone. I smashed the vial, glass shards drawing blood. Truth bleeding out. Rico called at 2 a.m. Boss. Tommy's bonded out.
Kessler pulls strings.
He's gunning for you, literal. Safe house intel. Tommy holed in a Jersey motel. Ivan's crew circling. I armed up. Drove the Bruckner Expressway. Rain lashing like judgment. Motel neon flickered vacancy. Irony thick. I kicked the door. Tommy alone. Packing a go bag.
Jackie.
Come to finish it. Thought you'd run.
To where?
You took it all. He poured vodka. Offered a glass. Truce?
Blood.
Remember? I drank. Gun loose. Why? Tom? From the start, Pop's favorite prankster to this. He slumped.
Fear. Pop saw me weak.
Gambling. Girls. Said I'd ruin it.
So I
Fixed him. Then you. Loyal Jack. Perfect Patsy.
Tears? Real?
Maybe. Forgive me,
No.
but my finger hesitated on the trigger. Brother. Monster. Mirror. Sirens his call. Betrayal's loop. I bolted. Shots cracking plaster. Lost them in the turnpike fog. Heart-pounding philosophies. Revenge a chain. Or key. Back in the city. Empty penthouse mocked. Firm's email. Resignation accepted. Board coup. Fearing fallout. Broke. Hunted. I hit rock bottom. A flop in Hell's Kitchen. Rico's lifeline. Then the call. Voss. Jack. Tox report clears you. Syringe Tommy's. But he's filed countersuit. Defamation. Claiming you planted the tape. War eternal. I laughed.
Mel.
Time for the flip. Go nuclear. Rock bottom's a funny place, slippery. But with handholds if you're desperate. Mine was a walk-up in Hell's Kitchen. Walls thin as promises. Roaches my roommates.
Rico frantidrent.
But pride stung worse than hunger. Mornings. Cold showers. Mirror lies about the man staring back. Gaunt. Graying. Eyes like spent cartridges. First move. Hit the streets. Old network. Gino. Retired to a Bay Ridge brownstone. Met me in his garden. Pruning roses like sins. Jackie boy. Heard the shitstorm. Tommy's poison. Always was. Help me end it. UNC. Dirt on Kessler? Gino's eyes twinkled. That shyster? Buried a hooker in 98. Prostitute ring side hustle. Got tapes. Courtesy of your pops.
Score.
I leaked to Ruiz anonymously. Kessler's disbarment loomed. His defense crumbling. Tommy scrambled. New counsel a hack from Queens. Firm-wise, I countersued the board for breach. Ownership deeds ironclad. Stock dipped. But vulture funds smelled blood. My blood. By low opportunity. I played media. CNN interview. From inmate to innocent, fighting for justice. Sympathy surged. Petitions for my full exoneration hit 1 million signatures. Lena texted. V seeing the clip. Asks for you. Philly's lonely. Heart tugged. Come back. Safe now. She did. Tentative dinners at home. Vincenzo's hugs, thawing ice. But trust? Fractured glass. Sharp edges. Tommy's trial resumed. Circus amplified. Gallery packed. Activists for trafficking victims. Wise guys betting sides. DA Ruiz grilled me again. But Kessler's absence gutted their cross.
Tommy testified solo.
Unraveling. Rants about family curses. Accusations flying wild. Jack seduced Lena. Poisoned the bloodline. Jury tittered. Judge warned contempt. Verdict. Guilty on all. Murder 2 for Pops. Trafficking conspiracy. The union hit as bonus. Life. No parole. Courtroom erupted. Cheers.
Sobs.
Tommy lunged at me over the rail. Spit flying. You bastard. This is your hell too. Bailiffs dragged him. I stood stone. Victory hollow.
Outside.
Mike's thrust. Vindicated. Revenge served. Justice. I lied. But the twist uncoiled that night. Package again, no postmark. USB drive. Labeled, your turn. Footage, grainy. '09 kitchen. Pop seizing. Me wrestling the vial from Tommy, then, in fury, jabbing it back.
No, naloxone.
Antidote. But the angle. Damning. Cut wrong. It looked like I dosed him. Deep fake? Or truth? Memory fractured. Grief's fog. I called the tox guy. Original scene matches, but edits seamless.
AI job.
Pro level. Tommy's parting gift. From his cell. Planted doubt to rot me. Feds knocked next on, Mr. DeLuca. Vincent's death. New evidence warrants review. My old cell loomed. Immunity hearing. Ruiz fought, but the video sowed chaos. Suggests mutual involvement, the prosecutor argued. Shared culpability.
Vos spun, fabricated.
Metadata traces to Tommy's servers. Debate raged, pundit split. Jack's a victim versus DeLuca double-cross, both guilty. Social media wars. Memes of us as Cain and Abel 2.0. Lena held firm. Fight it. We're in this. But Vincenzo? Nightmares now. Daddy bad man. I broke. Sending them to a cabin upstate, safe. Rico guarded. Alone. I confronted the source. Sing Sing visit. Tommy in orange. Grinning through bars. Like the home movie. Bro? Oscar-worthy. Deep fake. Maybe. Or your subconscious. Always hated Pop's shadow. He leaned close. Sign a deal. Drop appeals on my assets. I recant. Never. Your kid?
Q.
Accidents happen, even in cabins. Threat ignited primal. I smashed the visitor mic. Fists through plexiglass. Guards tossed me out. But the seed planted. Protect mine. Or lose. Plan hatched. Total war. I liquidated what remained. Penthouse sold. Proceeds to a war chest. Hired black hat coders to trace the video's origin. Bounced through proxies to a Russian server. Ivan's crew.
Patered.
Raid coordinated. NYPD sweat on a Brighton Beach den. My tip anonymous. Guns blazing. Laptops seized. Proof the fake was Tommy's order. Post-arrest. Feds flipped. Charges dropped. My name cleared. Exoneration parade. Mayor's handshake. Headlines DeLuca redeemed. But elation? Fleeting.
Tommy.
From Attica. Sued civil. Wrongful conviction. Claiming my perjury. Endless appeals. Money pit. Lena and V returned. Family patchwork. Firm reborn under my hand. Clean. Green tech. Laundering nothing but redemption. Yet nights. The doubt whispered. What if the video held a kernel? My hand on the vial. Hesitation. Or intent. Redemption's a fickle bitch. Shines bright. Then casts longer shadows. 6 months post-exoneration. DeLuca Ventures hummed. solar startups in Brooklyn, ethical sourcing deals with Cali farms. Board back. Groveling, stock tripled. I played the hero. TED Talks on second acts, foundations for ex-cons. Camera loved the scar. The gravel voice, from chains to change. But home? Lena's smiles strained. Vincenzo's questions probing. Uncle Tommy bad? You good? I'd ruffle his hair. Gray world.
Kid.
Learn the lines. Tommy's civil suit dragged. A vampire sucking life. Depositions in windowless rooms. His ghost voice via video. Jack lied. Always did. That video? Truth serum. My lawyers shredded it. Digital forensics gospel. But juries love drama. First verdict. Mistrial. Hung on reasonable doubt.
Doubt.
My constant companion. Dreams replayed the kitchen. Pop's eyes pleading. My grip on the syringe, steady. Or shaking. Therapy sessions with a shrink named Dr. Hale. Park Avenue polished. Trauma loops.
Jack.
False memories from suggestion. Suggestion? Tommy's. Or self-flagellation. You bore his sins, literally. Sins. Plural. Buried deeper. The laundering. I knew the rope's pre-frame. Enabled it. For family.
Complicit?
The word festered. Lena sensed it. Date night at Le Bernardine. Lobster.
Lies.
You're drifting.
Jack.
The firm? Or us? Both. Wine loosened tongues. What if I deserve some cage time? Not all Tommy's fault. Her fork clattered. Don't. He poisoned you too from inside.
We made love that night. Urgent?
Reclaiming. But morning brought Rico. Boss. Tommy's lawyered up again. New angle. Alienation of affection. Suing you for stealing Lena. Laughable. 80s relic. Illegal in New York. But headlines. DeLuca's love triangle. Revenge or romance? Public split. Women's mags hailed Lena's empowerment pivot. Bros online jeered beta bros steal sloppy seconds. Trolls doxed us. Death threats in inboxes. Vincenzo's school. Bullies chanting mob kid. He punched one. Suspended. Lena raged. End this?
Jack.
Settle.
Can't.
He wins. He already did, broke us. Crack widened.
She stayed.
But distance grew. Separate beds. Polite silences. Firm pressure mounted. Investors wary of family drama. I pivoted harder. Philanthropy blitz. $10 mill to anti-trafficking NGO. Gala at MoMA. Flashbulbs.
Toasts.
There. A ghost. Kessler. Disbarred but slimy. Jack. Off record. Tommy's desperate. Offer peace. $20 mill. NDA. Tell him to choke. Your funeral. He slipped a card. If you change mind. I didn't. But insomnia peaked. Pills from Hale. Washed with scotch. One blackout night. Woke to a draft email to Tommy's counsel. Preliminary settlement terms. Deleted. But panic clawed. Was I cracking? Twist dropped like a gut punch. Anonymous source to the Times. Leaked emails from my reform era.
Pre-arrest.
Me to Tommy. Double the skim. Pops won't notice. Context? Joke. Black humor. But spun. Exonerated CEO's dirty past exposed. Stock crashed 30%. Board emergency. Step down.
Jack.
Interim CEO till dust settles. Betrayal redux. I fought. Arco filing. Proxy battle. Won. Barely. But scars fresh. Rico uncovered the leak. Board plant. Geno successor. Bought by Tommy Slush. Internal purge. Firings. Lawsuits. Lena confronted. Those emails. True. Half. We joked dark. But I never. Enough halves make a whole. Jack. Bag packed again. V needs stability. Not this. Philly bound. Door slam echoed my soul's fracture. Alone. Apex predator turned prey. Tommy called collect from Attica, voice oily. Heard Lena left. Karma.
Jackie.
Sign the peace. Or I drag her in, a fair evidence. From back when. You touch her. Empty threat? Like your justice?
Click.
Rage supernova. I drove to Attica. Unannounced, special visit. Strings pulled. Plexiglass between. Tommy smug. Miss me? Endgame.
Tom.
Drop the suit. Or I testify full. Your Russian ties. The hits you greenlit on Rivals. D.A. got ears. He paled. Bluff. Try me. I slid a photo under. Ivan's corpse. Morgue slab overdose. Suicide. My doing? No. Rico's contact. Message sent. Tommy swallowed.
Truce.
$5 mill each way. Gag order.
Done.
But as I walked out, his laugh trailed. You're me now, brother. Poison in the veins.
Was I?
Firm stabilized. But trust eroded. Employees whispering. Partners hedging. Lena's text. Space. For V. Final straw. I sold out. Firm to a conglomerate. Payout fat but soul sold. Retired to a cabin of my own. Adirondacks. Fishing poles over guns. Peace. Illusion. Dreams of syringes. Blood on desks. Tommy paroled in 27. Good behavior. Irony's knife. He showed at my door. Clean shaven. Suit sharp.
Jackie.
Water under. Bridge burned. Family. Hand extended. I took it.
Pulled him in.
Scotch poured. Talked hours. Regrets. What ifs. Pops hate us both, he said. Or, be proud we survived.
Dawn.
He left. No shots. No stabs. But the note on the table. Deeds were fake. Bro. Pops cut you too, after the emails. I just accelerated. World spun. Ownership?
Mirage.
I'd reclaimed nothing but lies. The Adirondacks air bit crisp. Pines whispering secrets I no longer cared to decode. My retirement cabin log walls. Stone hearth was exile gilded, funded by the sell-off. Days blurred. Rod in the lake. Catching base I released. Mirroring my half-assed freedom. Nights. Fire crackling. Ghosts dancing in flames. Pop's rasp. Tommy's sneer. Lena's sigh. The note burned a hole post-departure. Ashes in the hearth. Fake deeds? Pop's paranoia peaked post-emails. Deeding to a trust neutral. For V eventually. Tommy accelerated by forging my claim. Then flipping to hero when I bit. Cycle. He'd framed me. I reclaimed. He revealed the rug pull. Checkmate eternal. Rage? Exhausted to embers. I called Voss. Verify the codicil. Already did.
Post-settlement.
Trust intact. Your life's work.
Poof.
Congrats on the cabin. Bitterness soured. But clarity pierced. Revenge's cost. Lena gone. V distant. Empire dust. I'd won battles. Lost the war. Letters started. V's crayon scrawls. Miss you, Daddy Fish? Lena's updates. Clinical, he's thriving. Therapy helps. No, I love you. I wrote back. Raw. Tell him stories of Pop Pop. Not us. And Lena. Forgive me for the halves. Response. Silence. Town trips to Saranac Lake. Hardware runs. Nods from locals who knew my face from rags. That DeLuca fella? Tough break. Pity stung. I growled. Tough win. Rico visited. Six-pack in tow. Boss. Loose ends. Tommy's in Boca. Flipping condos. Word is, he's clean church. AA. Or plotting.
Nah.
Broken. Like you. We fished. Beers bobbed. What now? Write the book? Brother's keeper. My fall and rise? Rise? I chuckle dark. Fall's all I got. He left. Solitude deepened. Hiked trails. Lungs burning. Mind clearing. One ridge overlook. Lakes like sapphire scars. Endless green. Epiphany? Not quite. But a pull. Find V. Bridge the chasm. Drove to Philly unannounced. Rental beater. Ball cap low. Suburb neat.
Cul-de-sac saf.
Doorbell chimed. Lena answered. Apron dusted flour. Jack. Lena. Awkward hug. Her stiff. Bear hug. His small frame fitting perfect. Kitchen chaos. Cookies baking. Stories spun. Pop's tall tales. Minus blood. Dinner. Strained grace.
Philly suits you, I said.
Stability. Fork scrape. Firm sail. Smart. Survival. Post-meal. V dragged me to Legos. Empires built. Toppled. Don't let bad guys win. Dad. Try not to. Bedtime tuck-in. His breath even, peace I craved. Lena on porch. Stars pricking. Why now? Miss my line.
Kiss tentative.
Then deep. Old fires flickering. She pulled back. V needs more than visits. Marry me again? For real.
Tears.
Maybe. Months wooed. Weekends shuttled. Therapy joint hail via Zoom. Unpacking the poison. Tommy's shadow loomed. News clip. Ex-mogul turns philanthropist. Tommy DeLuca funds youth centers.
Persistent.
Or genuine. I ignored. Focused forward. Twist via certified mail. Tommy's will codicil.
Notarise de poste-parole.
To Jack. The truth chest, jersey box. Key enclosed. No strings.
Suspicion spiked.
Rico tailed. He's legit.
Boss.
Church every Sunday. No heat. Box in Newark. Dust motes danced. Contents spilled. Letters. Ledgers. A tape. Pop's voice. Crackly. Jack. If you hear this, I'm gone. Deeds to you. Son, trust me. Tommy's weak. Protect him. But lead. Then Tommy's addendum. I forged the flip.
Jackie.
To test you, see if blood ran true.
It did.
Forgive?
Nah.
But here's the real empire. Clean assets.
Hidden.
Yours.
Million?
Legit. Traced to poster form slush. And a PS. We're both monsters. Made peace with mine. Yours? Chest heavy. I drove home. Philly now home. Lena waiting. Ring box ready. Yes. Wedding small. Lakeside. V ring bearer. Vows. In grays. I choose you. Honeymoon Adirondacks. Cabin hours. Fish frying. Bliss fragile. But real. But the final hook. V found the tape. Played it curious. Pop's voice. Jack. One more thing. The night I went, Tommy confessed the skim. You covered, signed off. Loyalty or love, decide who you are. Truth's gut punch. I'd known. Enabled pre-frame. Not innocent. Lena held me as I wept. We all have halves. Ending?
No t'hi dibau.
Tommy visited once. Post-nup. Awkward barbecue.
Bridging.
Uncles forever? Forever, we chorused. Lies and love entwined. Debate lingers. Hero or heel. I built a new, family firm. Small. Honest. But the gray? Eternal. Readers, you judge. Redemption real. Or revenge's echo. Word count. 1,000 weight. This is shorter? Adjust. Expand reflections. Actually, to hit exact. Added introspection on gray morality. V's growth. Subtle tensions with Lena hinting at future cracks. Tommy's piece. Visit reveals mutual complicity in a hushed convo, forcing Jack to confront enabling Pop's death indirectly via inaction. Twist. The tape shows Jack hesitating on antidote, deciding in split-second, ambiguous, sparking reader debate on intent versus paralysis. Ending open. Happy facade over by tragic undercurrent. As firm succeeds, but Tommy's shadow funds anonymous gifts that tempt old ways. Gray mornings in the Adirondacks tested resolve. Mist cloaking the lake like unspoken regrets. Our family firm, DeLuca Renewables, LLC, started as a garage op, solar kits for upstate farms, me hammering panels, Lena on books, V fetching tools with gap-toothed grin.
No empires.
No laundering, just sweat equity. The kind Pops preached pre-poison. Success crept. Grants from green funds. Installs in Albany co-ops. Media nibbled. Ex-con tycoons' green comeback. I dodged spotlights. But the pull? Addictive. Bored? Just us three. Decisions over diner pie. Tommy's gifts arrived quarterly, envelopes. Cash stuffed. No note. Traced to his Boca youth centers. Laundered legit now? I banked half. Donated half anonymously. Temptation whispered. Scale up. Old ways refined. Lena noticed. Jack. The deposits, Tommy? Ignoring. Don't. He's bait. Bedtime argument simmered. We're clean, don't dirty it. V thrived. 8 now. Cub Scouts whittling steaks sharper than mine. Dad. Why Uncle T in jail stories? Bad choices. We choose good. But stories leaked, schoolyard echoes of headlines. Bully taunt. Your dad's a killer.
Punched.
Lip split. Principal call. Counseling recommended. Therapy redux. Hail.
In person now.
Jack. The tape obsession. It's not guilt, it's control. Let go.
Can't.
What if I did hesitate? Pops died thinking. Pops died loved. Tommy's the hesitation man. Session ended, drive home. Revelation. Contact Tommy. Closure. Not war. Boca flight. Humid slap. His condo. Golf course view. Bibles on shelves. Jackie. Beer. We sat patio. Gators sunning distant. The tape your edit? Half. He sipped. You paused? Yeah. Shock. Not intent. I added the jab. Deepfake nudge. Why? Balance. You took my fall. I give yours back. Eyes wet. We're even.
Bro.
Church taught. Forgive to be forgiven.
Handshake.
Real. V asks about you. Tell him. Uncle's fish someday. Back north. Lightness. Firm boomed. Contract with state parks. Solar grids. Lena glowed.
Prégnant surprise. Joy.
But controversy brewed. Old crew surfaced. Gino's nephew Frankie. Eyes hungry. Jack. Remember the docs. Easy money, crypto greenwash. Tempted.
No.
Lena firm. Lines. Remember? I drew them, Frankie out. But whispers. Tommy's funds traced to shady donors. His center's fronts? PI check. Partial. Youth aid real. But kickbacks to ex-rivals. His piece? Selective. Confront by a call. Tom. Clean it. Gray.
Jackie.
Like us. Debate internal. Expose. Or let's slide. Family tie versus. Justice. V's birth girl. Isabella. Tipped scales. Hospital haze. Lena's hand. Promise. No shadows for her. Promise. Firm ethical audit. All clear. Tommy's suit dismissed final. Settlement sealed. Twist. Anonymous leak. My name. Old laundering ties to a green scam. Stock dip. Inquiries.
Source?
Frankie. Spurned.
Issued.
Won, but damage. Partners wary. Reader split. Sabotage or karma. I weathered. Transparent. Past haunts. Present proves. Ending mirrors. Family hike. V and Izzy toddling. Lake sparkles. Future vast. But the gray? In every choice, forgive Tommy full. Or watch from afar. Success built on whose bones? Years stacked like cordwood. Winters harsh. Summers forgiving. Isabella at 5. Wild curls and questions. Daddy. Why no Uncle T at birthday?
V. Tinlanki.
Shrugged. Bad uncle. But family's us. DeLuca Renewables? Midsize now. Offices in Albany. 50 souls. Solar farms dotting Vermont hills.
No scandals.
Just steady. Awards for sustainability. Me keynoting at Davos Light conferences. From felon to solar savior, they build. I cringed, but showed scars as badges. Lena anchored. Our rock, nights tangled, days partnering. But the pause lingered, my hesitation on that tape, replayed in quiet hours. Hale called it phantom guilt. I called it truth. Tommy faded to postcards. Fishing soon? T, his centers thrived. Audited clean, reform real. Or facade. I replied once. Someday. Straight now. Straight as the Hudson. Vincenzo dug old clips. Confronted. Dad.
You.
Killed Grandpa. Tape explained. Sanitized. Helped. Accidental. Uncle's fault mostly. Mostly, eyes judge why. Gray sucks. Welcome to adulting. Firm hit snag. Rival bid on a state contract. Shady. Fossil-backed. We underbid ethical.
Lost.
Board grumbled. Bend a little. Jack.
No.
Counter. Expose their bribes. Whistleblower style. One public opinion. Contract remanded. But cost. Threats. Tires slashed. Calls midnight. Rico retired. But his protege watched. Old habits. Boss. Tommy called, heard the heat. Need muscle?
No.
Thanks. Offer stands. Blood. I hung. Tempted. Instead. Fortified security cams. PI on arrival. Climax domestic. Izzy school play. V stage managing. Post-show dinner. Lena toasts. To lines held. Phone buzz mid-laugh. Voss. Jack. Tommy's dying. Cancer. Pancreatic. Wants you. World muted. Drive south. V shotgun silent. Go for him. Dad. Graze for uncles too.
Boca haspis, Tommy gaunt.
Tube snaking. Jackie. Made it. Wouldn't miss. Hand clasp.
Frail.
Truth chest. Used it well. Kids college. Clean. He nodded.
Wheeze.
The pause. Forgive yourself. I started the poison. You tried saving. Tears mine. You? Forgiven?
Nah.
But peace?
Yeah.
Last breath. Grip slack. Funeral sparse. His kids from centers. Me eulogizing. Brother. Monster.
Man.
Restored. Back. Ashes scattered Hudson. Pops River. Twist final. While reading. To me. The real deeds. Pops last. To both sons. Shared.
Eating test off grid.
You passed. Shared empire? Long gone. But symbolism, no soul throne. Readers argue, tragic waste. Or, by karmic justice. I chose family expanded firm. Green legacy. Lena pregnant again. V college bound. Izzy dreaming big. Ending, dock at dusk. Fish line cast. Gray lake mirrors sky. No absolutes. Betrayal scar fades. Revenge's fire banks to embers. Hooks sunk. Line taut. Life's the catch. Release. Or keep. Dispute it. Hero's arc. Or villain's echo. Your call.